Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Long time no see, right? I'm so glad to finally be catching up with you today. I just went and rewatched my last medicine and life update video to catch myself up. If you want, I will link it below. But the last time we chatted was the beginning of November, so it's been about 7 months. And I have had a couple of changes in weight loss prescription medication. That's kind of like the primary reason we're here to chat today, but also some real breakthroughs in from a mental health perspective. So I want to cover those today. So before I get started, just a quick recap. If you're new here, hi, hello, welcome. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy, which is a weight loss surgery, back in October of 2016, about 5.5 years ago, almost 6, in Morristown, New Jersey. My high weight starting weight day of surgery was 265, 270. I'm 5'8". At the time, I was 29, 30 years old. I'm about to be 36. I reached my low weight, my goal weight of 100 pounds down. I reached 165 14 months later. Over the subsequent 3 years, I had a lot of really awesome life stuff happen, including a move back to my home of New Orleans, completing an Ironman, and over the subsequent 3 years, I gained like 12 to 15 pounds per year, which at the time felt really slow because it's like a pound or two per month, but I ended up gaining back like 50 pounds in the 3 years after that first year of loss. So in 2021, I decided to really kind of reel all that back in with the help of my gynecologist. She advised I started going to therapy and an obesity medicine specialist doctor. Honestly, I will say this until the cows come home, I wish I had started therapy a long, long time ago. I thought I had a couple of specific life events that I wanted to talk about, and now I never want to leave. It is just so wonderful to have somebody from an outside perspective give you a way to look at things that isn't so in the nitty gritty the way you are in your own mind, and to just be able to get things off your chest in a really safe space. So and to be able to kind of peel the layers back on reasons for behaviors and feelings that you might not even realize were there. So I had not really addressed emotional eating or body image issues ever until I started going to therapy, which is crazy, right? That should have come first, honestly. And I've had some people ask me if I have any regrets regarding weight loss surgery. No, I would do it again and again. It definitely didn't shave years off my life, shaved years off of my life sentence, added years to my life. I was diagnosed as diabetic when I was 29, which is what kind of started this whole process. But my regret is that I didn't start therapy before that, or at the same time at least. But I'm here now, and I'm really, really glad about it. So, about 1.5 years ago, at the beginning of 2021, I also started seeing an obesity specialist medicine doctor that I don't really love, but every 3 months she changes my medication. That's just how it goes, kind of. This last time she didn't change it, which was the first time in 1.5 years that she hasn't changed it. But the last time I talked to you guys, I was taking Diethylyproprion in the mornings and Topomax in the evenings. Well, for that 3-month period, I didn't really lose any weight. And so when I went back and saw her, she kept me on the Topomax in the evenings, but changed me to Wegovy in the mornings. You might have heard of Wegovy. I feel like it's getting a lot of press right now. I am very fortunate that my insurance does cover it. I think a lot of folks don't have that privilege. I realize I am very fortunate in that sense. It is a medicine that is not a pill. It is injected, which is kind of weird on its surface, but it doesn't really hurt at all. You really don't feel it. Are we sure I'm even doing anything? I don't know. You just kind of touch it to your skin and then it's done. And was there an injection? I'm not sure. But I did that for 3 months. And the thing about Wegovy is that they taper you up. So the first month was a 0.25 dosage, the second month was a 0.5 dosage, third month was 1.0 milligrams, I guess, milliliters maybe. And those first 2 months, I was hungry. Like, I recognized that the diethylyproprion had been suppressing. Well, see, here's the thing. The previous medication was a craving suppressant. This one is an appetite suppressant, and it's different. And I am able to tell the difference. So now with the Wegovy, now that I'm on the higher dosage, I definitely feel full quickly. Not like at the beginning of weight loss surgery, but you take, well, I'll get to that in a minute. With the diethylyproprion, that was a craving suppressant, such that like I didn't really think about eating very often. Partially, I will attribute that to the medication, yes, but also I don't want to discredit the amount of work that I have done in therapy and addressing my food addiction issues. So those go hand in hand. But those first 2 months, because I was on the lowest dose of Wegovy, I actually gained weight because I felt like the floodgates were opened. I think in terms of like how much it was affecting me, I was on, I don't know, a moderate dose of the diethylyproprion, and then going to like the lowest dose of Wegovy, I was hungry all the time. And my doctor wants me on 1,200 calories, which I think is very low. And so I wasn't really sticking to that. I'm not really tracking, but I'm sure I wasn't sticking to that. I am eating intuitively. I still eat keto, but I eat to satiety. I eat when I'm hungry. I eat until I'm full, satiated, not full. So those first 2 months were rough. And then the third month, I started with a 1.0, I guess, milliliters dose. And then I started feeling the effects of the medicine. And then the fourth month, 1.7, and now I'm on 2.4, which is the highest dose. And since I saw her, she wants me to do another 3 months on the 2.4. So this is the first time ever that she hasn't changed my medication. So I'm still doing Topomax in the evenings and 2.4 of the Wegovy in the mornings. No, it's not every day. It's once a week. I do it on Fridays. So what does it feel like? Well, the injection itself doesn't really feel like anything. Honestly, like the first several times I did it, I wasn't even sure I had injected myself. But that's how it is. It's just like great engineering, I guess, with the way this thing is. In terms of my body and like hunger, it's not like, okay, so when I first had weight loss surgery, you feel like, not bloated isn't the right word, but you feel full really quickly, as if there was a lot of food in your stomach already, because the size of your stomach is literally reduced. With this medication, you don't feel full as if there was already a lot of food in your stomach. You just don't want any more food after a smaller portion size. Now, this medication was originally developed as a diabetes medication. My blood sugar has been under control since I had weight loss surgery in 2016. So my diabetes is considered controlled with medication. Sorry, controlled without medication, controlled with lifestyle. So I am a type 2 diabetic, but not medicated. And for me, Wegovy is not prescribed as a diabetes medication. It is prescribed as an obesity medication. But do I love it? I feel like the effects are pretty subtle because I also get hungry again pretty quickly. You know, I'm a large human and I require a certain number of calories to like function, and I am in a deficit, but I don't know if I love this medication. I don't know if I love the idea of being on 1,200 calories. I think now I probably am eating 1,200 calories. I'm not tracking because the idea of tracking and like seeing that I'm eating so little is gonna freak me out. So last time I talked to you guys, I told you I had an appointment to see an endocrinologist because I honestly wanted a second opinion regarding this 1,200 calorie thing. And so my obesity medicine specialist doctor says that 1,200 calories is appropriate for a woman of my size. I'm 5'8", because my metabolism is damaged after weight loss surgery. I don't know if I buy that, I don't know. So I thought, go see a metabolism doctor who is an endocrinologist. So I actually saw 2 endocrinologists because there was a resident, and then the resident was training under or working with another doctor. So I saw both of them separately. And one of them was an obesity specialist and the other one was a diabetes specialist. So like right on the nose for exactly what I wanted to talk about. And it was extremely disheartening. Both of them said, yeah, 1,200 is totally fine. That is an appropriate amount for a human of your size to be eating. Have you just tried eating less? Maybe you should go for a walk once in a while. What if you worked out sometimes? I like to jog on my lunch breaks. Try eating a salad. Which was just so frustrating. Like really, really frustrating. I'm in the gym 6 days a week. If you happen to be new here, I've been lifting heavy for about a year now. I do cardio 3 days a week. I did an Ironman a couple of years ago. Like, your girl works out a lot. I'm very aware of my nutrition. And to be told that was just really disheartening because it kind of makes me question everything else that doctors like that say. But at the same time, these are doctors who are like specialists in diabetes and obesity. So like they probably have studied a lot about nutrition and metabolism, you would think. I don't know. So at this point, 3 doctors have told me like, yes, 1,200 calories is not unhealthy. It's not unsafe. In fact, it is more unhealthy for you to be this overweight than it is for you to eat that little. Like, it's an emergency that you're so heavy right now. You need to get this weight off ASAP. That's unhealthy. It is not so unhealthy to be eating 1,200 calories. That's the message that they're saying over and over again. Now, this weight that I need to get off, what's crazy to me is that it's like 20 pounds at this point. So since we last talked, I've lost 9 pounds. I've lost 9 pounds on the Wegovy. I've been on it, 4.5 months now. So it's going slowly, but it's going. I don't know. I'm not sure that I love this medication, but I'm gonna carry on. I don't think it's fair to not do what the doctors say. Yeah, so since the last time we talked, I've traveled a bit. I've visited family in Houston. My nieces are cheerleaders. I've gone to visit them at cheerleading competitions in here locally, also in Jackson, Mississippi, and then I went with them to the national cheerleading competition in Disney World in February. That was an adventure. It was very much like herding preteens and not a Disney trip, but that was fun. I also have been to Mexico twice since we last chatted to visit my family. I went in January, and then I went again in April. I went to the Swell Season concert in Chicago with some friends, which was really great. I went to the Houston Rodeo, which was awesome. We went to Galveston for Memorial Day with the family and the kids, so that has been really great. I have a lot of bigger travel coming up as the year carries on. So it's been a good couple of months, and I'm grateful that I have these tools at my disposal. I'm going to keep trying my best with the things that I have, and eating healthy foods. I eat a very low carb diet. I eat organ meats multiple times a week, and I exercise 6 days a week. So, I'm doing my best, and the weight is slowly coming off, and that's okay. I accept that. So that's where we are. I don't love the advice of these doctors, but at the same time, I'm 5'8". I today weigh 196 pounds, which I think is pretty great. I would love to be in the 170s. So we're talking about 20 pounds here. At the start of 2021, I was in the mid 220s. So I have done a really good job over the last year and a half, and I don't discredit that. I don't discard that. I don't overlook it. It's going, and I'm proud of the work that I have put in. So I'm carrying on. I have also, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that I have also struggled with body image issues. I was in the mid 220s a year and a half ago, and I feel like I look the same at 195 today. Almost 30 pounds down, and I feel like I look the same, which is kind of weird. I'm in the gym so often that, like when I was really heavy, I was a group fitness instructor. I was in the gym. I've always been in the gym a lot. When I was young, I was a competitive swimmer. Like I have always been surrounded by athletes. I've been an athlete. I've been in the gym all my life. And when I was really heavy, I was teaching group fitness classes 8 to 10 times a week. I've always been in front of mirrors. Before, when I was really heavy, I was never uncomfortable with my appearance because I didn't even notice my appearance, I think. I think I was very, very far. I was like denial, I thought it was vain and selfish to care about what you look like, and what mattered was like your heart and your spirit and your intellect and your mind. And I didn't even notice what my body looked like. It didn't matter. And now I really struggle with like, is it selfish? Is it vain to care about what I look like? But I see myself in the mirror at the gym, and now I'm like, oh, I have loose skin. Oh, look at that roll. I have loose skin, and I'm aware of it. I have strong legs. My waist is slimming. I'm aware of that, but like my loose skin is really kind of starting to drive me crazy. But I don't want to have plastic surgery. I don't really feel like that's in the cards for me. Not now, anyway. And so this is some of the mental work I've really been doing with my therapist. When I notice those thoughts come, and that's usually when I'm lifting at the gym just in front of a mirror, what I try to do is remind myself of all of the things I'm grateful for that my body can do. So this isn't like countering those negative thoughts. Like instead of thinking like, when I think like, oh, I have all this loose skin and these rolls, I don't counter that with, I don't have loose skin, I don't have any rolls. That's like toxic positivity. That's fake. That's not good. What I instead say is, I'm really grateful for how strong my legs are. I'm really grateful for being so fit. I'm really grateful that I was able to walk 15 miles in Disney World without being tired when all the other moms were exhausted at 10 in the morning. I'm really grateful for all of the things that my body can do. So it's like watering these plants, watering these thoughts, and not watering these thoughts, instead of like fake covering them up, So that's a lot of work mentally, and I've been doing it, and I have found it to be really helpful. Another thing that I kind of struggle with, and this happens when I'm in the gym because that's the only place I ever go outside of my home, is I see these really young, beautiful women who are lifting, and it's not like a comparison thing. It's not an envy or jealousy thing, but it's regret. Because they're like in their late teens or 20s, and I'm like, man, I wish I had been that smart in my 20s. I wish I had started lifting heavy in my 20s. I regret the poor nutrition choices I made at the age that they are at. I just feel this like deep regret. And it's spawned by seeing these other women, but it's not because of them. It's not like a comparison thing. It's really like just a regret for my past self. But then I realized like I'm doing really good things now. I'm lifting now. I am building a strong body now. And that is something that future me, 10 years from now, 15, 30 years from now, will be grateful for. So I have to remember that too. And instead of just thinking about regretting what I didn't do sooner, which I can't change. What I do think about is the future and how happy I'm going to be about the work that I'm doing right now in this moment when I'm like lifting this heavy thing. So those are the two kind of like body image things that I've been working on. And it's been hard work, but it has made things easier in my mind. And so I hope you can maybe take something away from that and find that helpful for yourself as well. Anyway, I hope all is well, and if you have any questions, leave them below. I'm happy to chat, and I will check in with you soon.